We chose to have apprentices because we currently employ a lot of people at university after 2 years, for a year, in industrial placements. The problem is we spend a lot of time and effort and money training these guys up, and after 1 year they go back to their university. So there's no sort of, say, loyalty there. There's no sort of comeback, payback on us for all the training that we give them. Yes, it's good for publicity, but we don't get in any ongoing benefit. So the thought was then, if we have, instead of having industrial placements, we have apprentices who are then with us for 3 to 5 years, and we train them and they get educated. After 5 years, 3 to 5 years, they can then get a job within the company. So the decision-making process was that myself, I said I would want an apprentice, and then I approached my line manager, who's a senior chemist within the department, who then approached, I had to then ask, because it all comes off the head count, the head of the department. Luckily within GSK we have an apprentice scheme set up. So it was then involved getting HR. So we have a head of the apprentice scheme, then we have a local person at the Steve site who looks after a lot of the apprentices, and we also have an early talent development team who look at the younger people and also pushing people through from an early age to look at their progress and whether their progress with the company. So that was already set up, so that was quite useful. But the persuasion is to get the line managers through the department to agree to have an apprentice rather than industrial placement or a graduate. Benefits of having apprentices in the business are that it's good for publicity, for one. It's good to see that, to show people that we are looking at, we're not just taking graduates on a lot of the way down the education line. But also that, a lot of these apprentices come from locally as well, so it's encouraging young local people to come into the company. As a benefit to GSK and to as any company, is to have somebody that's young, enthusiastic, and it does actually, it enlivens the rest of the company and the rest of the group up by having somebody slightly younger. And the enthusiasm that you get from a lot of these apprentices is quite amazing, and it's quite uplifting actually, and it makes you, I don't know, just gives you more interest and excitement about your job. It's not an easy thing to have an apprentice, but the rewards are quite great, very good. Now, other benefits of having apprentices is that a lot of the time, once you've got them trained and things like that, then some of the tasks that you would take them to, they can actually take up. So therefore freeing your time up to actually concentrate on maybe something more complex things. So initially, when the apprentices come in, we tend to give them not quite menial tasks, but more simple tasks to do. Yes, the apprentices are young when we employ them. The balance that there's a balance between having a graduate come in and an apprentice come in. So the apprentice has, yes, they have 1 day a week where they are studying almost to catch up with a graduate. Graduates tend to maybe think a bit more about what the chemistry and about the targets things. But obviously you need people doing stuff, and this is where the apprentices come into their own. They are learning all the time, but they're also actually practically doing things that benefit the company. So that we might have a more senior person thinking about the targets, but somebody has to make them and do the actual wet work, and that's where our IPs and our apprentices now are a great benefit to GSK. There are good returns to be had by having an apprentice. productivity. A lot of jobs need to be done, essential jobs. There might be routine that maybe you don't want your postgraduates or even senior people doing, but ideal for the apprentice when they're starting off, when they're learning. They're learning what's going on in the business, what needs to be done, and they're very good at it. Very good. They're a natural sponge when it comes to young people for learning. In GSK, we take apprentices post A-level. You might think that there's a problem with the maturity there, but some of that can be looked at towards at the interview stage, so you get more mature attitude towards the student. Their enthusiasm is fantastic at that sort of age, and personally I've not had a problem with immaturity within the students.